Have you ever noticed how everyone talks about self-care, but very few people explain where to actually start? It often feels like taking care of yourself is something complicated, expensive, or reserved for people who have endless free time. The truth is, self-care doesn't begin with big changes or perfect routines. It begins with simple, realistic actions, and above all, with kindness toward who you are right now. In this video, we're talking about self-care for beginners, without pressure, without unrealistic expectations, and without complicated formulas. If this topic resonates with you, gently tap the like button, subscribe to the Well State channel, and turn on notifications so you can keep receiving content that supports mental health, well-being, and quality of life in a practical and grounded way. When people hear the term self-care, many immediately think about productivity, appearance, or performance. But real self-care starts much earlier than that. It starts with recognizing that you are human, with limits, needs, and emotions. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's not weakness, and it's not a luxury. It's a basic necessity for living with more balance. For beginners, the first step isn't doing more, it's noticing more. Noticing how you've been feeling, how tired or stressed you are, how overwhelmed, irritated, or unmotivated you might be. Self-care begins the moment you allow yourself to acknowledge that something needs attention, even if you don't yet know what to do about it. Many people give up on self-care before they even start because they believe they need to change everything at once. Diet, sleep, exercise, routine, thoughts, emotions. That creates an enormous amount of pressure and usually leads to frustration. For beginners, self-care needs to be simple and sustainable. Small, consistent adjustments have a much greater impact than drastic changes that last only a few days. Getting a bit more rest, drinking more water, taking short breaks during the day, breathing more consciously, all of this already counts as self-care. It's also important to understand that self-care is not only about doing things that feel good. It also involves making choices that protect you, even when they feel uncomfortable. Saying no when you're at your limit, respecting your own exhaustion, reducing self-criticism, and seeking help when you need it. A very simple starting point is asking yourself at least once a day, what do I need right now? Sometimes the answer will be rest, other times it will be movement. Sometimes silence, sometimes connection. This inner listening is one of the most essential foundations of self-care. Self-care is deeply connected to mental health. Taking care of your mind doesn't require deep psychological knowledge. It starts with allowing your emotions to exist without judgment. Feeling sadness, anxiety, fear, or frustration does not mean you're failing. It means you're human. A simple act of self-care for beginners is to stop fighting yourself for how you feel. Instead of thinking, I shouldn't feel this way, try shifting to, something in me needs care right now. This small internal shift can profoundly change how you relate to your struggles. Self-care also involves the body, but never as punishment. Movement doesn't have to mean intense workouts or gym routines. It can be a short walk, gentle stretching, dancing at home, or a few minutes of deep breathing. The body communicates constantly, and many physical symptoms like tension, pain, or fatigue are signs that something emotional has been ignored. For beginners, treating the body with respect rather than pressure is essential. Your environment also plays a role in self-care. The spaces where you live and spend your time influence your emotional state more than you might realize. This isn't about having a perfect home, but about creating small moments of comfort. A minimally organized space or an area that feels welcoming can support emotional regulation. For beginners, focusing on one small area, like your bed, your desk, or a corner of the room, is more than enough. These small actions are also forms of self-care. It's important to remember that self-care is not fixed. What works today may not work tomorrow. Different phases of life require different kinds of care. Some moments call for rest, others for action. Some ask for introspection, others for connection. There's no single right way. What truly matters is building a respectful relationship with yourself, and that takes time, patience, and practice. For many people, continuing self-care is harder than starting. Over time, guilt appears, along with the belief that taking care of yourself is selfish or that there's always something more important to do. That's why it's essential to understand that self-care is not something you do only when you have free time. It's something that supports you so you can deal with life as it is. When you take care of yourself, you're not avoiding responsibility. You're building internal stability to face challenges with more clarity and resilience. One simple way to maintain self-care is to integrate it into your daily routine instead of treating it as an extra task. It doesn't need to become another obligation. It can exist within what you already do. Eating with more awareness, trying to keep a more consistent sleep schedule, taking conscious pauses during the day, breathing before responding to something stressful. These small actions, when repeated, create a strong foundation of care. Guilt is one of the biggest obstacles to self-care. Many people were taught that focusing on themselves is wrong or unnecessary, but the reality is that no one can offer patience, presence, or support while constantly exhausted. Taking care of yourself is also a way of caring for your relationships. For beginners, it's important to remember that self-care doesn't mean putting your needs above everyone else all the time. It means not abandoning them. Another important point is not turning self-care into another source of pressure. There's no perfect self-care routine. There will be days when you won't manage to do anything you planned, and that's part of the process. Self-care isn't about following a flawless routine. It's about treating yourself with compassion, especially on difficult days. Sometimes the self-care of the day is simply not judging yourself for feeling tired or unproductive. Seeking information can also be a form of self-care, as long as it doesn't turn into constant comparison. Each person has a different rhythm, history, and reality. What works for someone else may not work for you, and that's okay. Self-care is about experimenting, observing, and adjusting. It's a living process that evolves as you do. There are moments when self-care also means recognizing that you don't have to handle everything alone. Reaching out to a professional, talking to someone you trust, sharing emotional weight, all of this is part of taking care of yourself. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but of awareness. Over time, as self-care becomes part of your life, you might start noticing subtle but meaningful changes, greater emotional clarity, better awareness of your limits, and more freedom to choose what truly aligns with you. Self-care doesn't eliminate problems, but it helps you feel more prepared to face them. If this content was helpful, leave a like, subscribe to the Well State channel, and turn on notifications so you can continue exploring topics related to mental health, well-being, and quality of life in a simple, human, and accessible way. Thank you for being here, for reflecting, and for taking this step toward yourself. Taking care of yourself matters, and every small step counts.